And if you look at the column on the right, it was also considered a very important, just slightly under leadership gaps, but right up at the top in terms of being most important or very important. So, and I think the fact that they've got culture and engagement together is not a surprise because I believe that they are interconnected. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue to explore this topic. Now, I'd like to start with a poll, and I'm going to launch this poll. I'd like you to be thinking about this right before I launch it. I'm curious about what your current approach to employee engagement is. Do you have formal approaches in place with full leadership support? Do you have formal approaches in place with limited leadership support? Are you more informal in your approach, but you still have leadership support to move to formal? Or do you have only informal approaches with very little leadership support? So I'm going to launch this. You're going to need to pick just one. So if you would, go ahead, and I see all of you are jumping right in. Really appreciate that. Great. We appreciate you jumping in and doing this quickly so that we get the results and be able to share those. Great. About half of you voted, so those of you who are still pondering, if you would make a selection, that would be fantastic. Okay. Very interesting data emerging. And if you are an independent consultant, you might think about the organization, one of the organizations that you're working with, if you feel like you're seeing a trend out there. Great. Getting ready to close the poll. I'm going to go ahead and close it and then share the data. And very interesting as you look at what we've got here. So 35% if you said you have informal approaches with leadership support to move to formal, which is